Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. In today's fast-paced world, gaming has become a popular way to relax and unwind after a long day. However, not everyone has access to a high-end gaming PC, and this can make it difficult to find games that run smoothly on lower-end systems. But fear not, there are plenty of online games out there that are designed to run well on low-end PCs, offering an enjoyable gaming experience without breaking the bank. In this discussion, we'll be exploring the top 4 online games that are perfect for those with low-end systems. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready to discover some of the best online games for low-end PCs. Let's get started!
Brawlhalla is a free-to-play fighting game developed by Blue Mammoth Games and published by Ubisoft. In most of Brawlhalla's game modes, the goal is to knock one's opponent into one of 4 areas outside of the visual boundaries of the map referred to as blast zones, similar to Super Smash Bros. This can be done either by forcing them into one of the blast zones with an attack, or by preventing them from returning to stage and allowing gravity to force them into the bottom blast zone. Damage can be seen on the color display around each player's character icon, which darkens progressively from white to red to black as the character continues to get hit. The darker the color is, the farther the character will be knocked back when hit until a hit forces them into a blast zone. Entering a blast zone will result in the player losing a stock and their character respawning on stage. Either the last player with at least 1 stock or the player with the most points wins the match. The game supports both local and online play. Competitive players can compete in one-on-one to climb through the rankings. They can also find a partner to play against other duos to increase their collaborative rank in either the standard stock game mode queue or a rotating queue that features a different game mode each season. Brawlhalla also has several casual modes: Free-for-all, 1v1 strikeout, experimental 1v1, and a different featured mode every week. Custom games can be hosted online and locally, and they support up to 8 players per match, experimental maps, and region changing. You may join groups of your friends to create a clan, with multiple ranks within the clans. Clans are only available on PC. Brawlhalla features simple controls and one-button special moves. This allows new players to pick up the game quickly. Controls include movement keys and buttons for attacking, performing special moves, picking up or throwing weapons, and dodging. Keys can be rebound for the keyboard and a large variety of controllers. Players can move by running left and right and jumping. Players can perform quick dashes sideways on the ground and dodges in the air or on the ground, either sideways or vertically. It is also possible to dodge right after an attack to keep pressure on the opponent. Once in the air, the player has the option to perform any combination of 3 jumps, a directional air dodge, a grounded move in the air by using a gravity cancel, and fast falling. It is also possible to hold on to the sides of stages. Call of Duty 1. As a first-person shooter, Call of Duty places the player in control of an infantry soldier who makes use of various authentic World War II firearms in combat. Each mission features a series of objectives that are marked on the heads-up display's compass. The player must complete all objectives to advance to the next mission. The player can save and load at any time, rather than the checkpoint system utilized in later Call of Duty games. The player has 2 primary weapon slots, a handgun slot, and can carry up to 10 grenades. Weapons may be exchanged with those found on the battlefield dropped by dead soldiers. Unlike later Call of Duty games, the first allows the player to toggle between different firing modes, single shot or automatic fire. Call of Duty was one of the early first-person shooters to feature iron sights in gameplay. By pressing the corresponding key, the player aims down the gun's actual sights for increased accuracy. In addition to weapons carried by the player, mounted machine guns and other fixed weapon emplacements are controllable by the player. The game uses a standard health point system, with a limited amount of health reflected by a health bar. Medkits scattered throughout the levels or dropped by some foes are used to restore health when the player is injured. Call of Duty also featured shell shock, not to be confused with the psychological condition of the same name. When there is an explosion near the player, he momentarily experiences simulated tinnitus, appropriate sound muffling effects, blurred vision, and also results in the player slowing down, unable to sprint. As the focus of the game is on simulation of the actual battlefield, the gameplay differed from many single-player shooters of the time. The player moves in conjunction with allied soldiers rather than alone. Allied soldiers will assist the player in defeating enemy soldiers and advancing. However, the player is given charge of completing certain objectives. The game places heavy emphasis on usage of cover, suppressive fire, and grenades. AI-controlled soldiers will take cover behind walls, barricades, and other obstacles when available. The system requirements of Call of Duty 1 are Pentium 3 128 MB of RAM and 32 MB total VRAM. Stumble Guys is a multiplayer online game which has multiple game modes that a player has to play in order to win. Each game has 3 rounds in different game mode. After each round there are a certain number of players who are eliminated. There are a total of 32 players in a game. After the completion of the first round only the first 16 get selected. In the second round only the first 8 will get selected for the final round. In the final round only the player who stands first wins. On completing and winning all the rounds or getting eliminated at any round in the game, the players receive rewards depending on the number of rounds they have cleared. There are multiple game modes in each round of the game. Some of the modes may also been seen used in multiple rounds in different games. For example, the game mode Tile Fall can be seen in round 1 in some of the games as well in round 2 in another game. You cannot get the same game mode twice in a game. There are about 20 game modes in the game. You will notice from the above table that there are a few game modes that are in common among the rounds. In each game mode there are 3 obstacles or parts that a player has to clear in order to nominate for the next round. The appearance of the player in the game is known as their skin. There are 4 types of skins available which are common. As the name suggests can be found commonly in the form of rewards from the Stumble Pass or in spin sections. They can also be bought from the shop with gems. These types of skins are common skins such as Mr. Stumble, Ms. Stumble, Fireman Smokey, Chef Gordon and etc. Rare. These types of skins are rare to get in the game. They can also be purchased from the shop and skins section for gems. Some examples of a skin are Spring Beauty, Pilot Flighty and etc. Epic. These types of skins are again extremely rare to get. The chance of getting these skins depends on the type of spin we purchase in the shop. Legendary. These types of skins have a 1 out of 100 chances of getting. In all the types of spins in the shop these have a really low % of getting unlocked. Emotes are images which the player can use to express themselves in the game. New emotes can be unlocked from the Stumble Pass section of the game. A player can select only 4 emotes that they can use in the game. Animations are used in the game when a player has cleared a round in the game. These animations are for victory. Advanced animations can be unlocked from the Stumble Pass section of the game. Footsteps are way in which the characters move in the game. Advanced type of footsteps has different effects in the movements. These footsteps can be unlocked from the Stumble Pass. Among Us is a 2018 online multiplayer social deduction game developed and published by American game studio Innersloth. Among Us is a multiplayer game for 4 to 15 players. Up to 3 players are randomly and secretly chosen to be the imposters each round. As of 2021, 4 playable maps are available: a spaceship called the Skeld, an office building called Mira HQ, a planet base called Polis, or the airship, a setting from Innersloth's Henry Stickmin series. The crewmates can win the game one of 2 ways, either by completing all assigned tasks or by ejecting all imposters. Imposters can likewise win in 2 ways, either by killing or ejecting all crewmates, or by sabotaging a critical system on the map, provided the crewmates do not resolve it in time. At the start of the game, crewmates are assigned tasks to complete around the map in the form of mini-games, mini-puzzles, and simple toggles, mostly consisting of maintenance work on vital systems, such as fixing wires and downloading data. Imposters cannot complete tasks, but may pretend to perform fake tasks to feign appearance as legitimate crewmates. Imposters, however, can perform sabotages, ranging from minor, such as disabling lights, making crewmates blind, to critical, such as disabling oxygen generators, requiring immediate counteraction by crewmates to prevent their deaths. Imposters may enter and traverse ventilation ducts, commonly known as venting, and kill nearby crewmates. To help crewmates identify imposters, there are various surveillance systems on each map, such as security cameras on the Skeld, a door log system with sensors in Mira HQ, and a vitals indicator in Polis that shows the living status of all players. In addition, certain visual tasks provide animated cues, such as scanning oneself in the Skeld's medbay. As imposters cannot perform tasks, crewmates can use visual tasks to confirm their identity to nearby crewmates. Any living player may call a group meeting by reporting a dead body or by pressing an emergency meeting button. During meetings, players discuss via the in-game text chat or an external voice chat application such as Discord who they believe to be imposters based on available witness testimonies, with imposters lying to hide their identity or falsely accusing other players. Imposters can be identified beyond reasonable doubt if they are seen venting or killing a crewmate, but ultimately players must weigh the veracity or value of each other's statements. Players then vote for who they believe is an imposter. If a plurality vote is obtained, the player who received the most votes is ejected from the game. Players who are killed or ejected become ghosts, which can still perform tasks or sabotages, but are otherwise unable to be seen by or interact with living players. Effectively, spectators, ghosts may see and pass through walls, follow players or other ghosts, and chat with other ghosts.
And there you have it, folks. These are the top 4 online games that are perfect for those with low-end PCs. It's important to remember that just because you have a low-end PC, doesn't mean you have to miss out on all the fun. With these great online games, you can enjoy hours of entertainment without having to worry about lag or low frame rates. So, what are you waiting for? Give one of these games a try and see for yourself why they are some of the best online games for low-end PCs. Have fun and happy gaming!